Good morning, everyone. Where are we this morning? We are going to do, well, let me tell you where we are. We are on 14th Avenue and Cropsey, which is the end of 14th Avenue, and we're going to be walking the complete 3-mile distance of 14th Avenue. So we've never done this walk. We have walked on 14th Avenue maybe one time, I don't know, about maybe a year and a half ago, and there might have been a couple of times on the rain walks where we ended up on 14th Avenue, but we have never done this walk. It's going to be a long walk. It comes in at I measured it on Google Pedometer. It comes in at 3.01 miles. And I'll give you guys the particulars in a second. I'm just getting a little comfortable here. I had to put the camera case in the back pocket. You might recognize the other side of 14th Avenue here. That is the golf course. We've done a couple of walks around it in the past, and that is why I'm staying on this side, because this is a side that a lot of people have probably never seen if you've never been in this neighborhood. So we're starting out in the Dyker Heights section of Brooklyn. The temperature right now is 69 degrees. We do have rain that's going to be moving in at some point in the next day or two. So today it's overcast a bit. There is some sun coming out at times. But it's a nice day. I mean, it's very comfortable. It is Tuesday. I believe it's September 17th. Well, if Friday was Friday the 13th, so 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah, today's September 17th. Can you tell that I do not pay attention to the calendar anymore? I just don't do it. And it is 9 a.m. and the reason I'm doing it so early is because it's such a long walk and there's other things I have to do today. So I was like, I wanted to just get this walk going. So yeah, 3 miles. It seems like we got some kind of construction up here, so I'm gonna stay quiet for a bit. All I was gonna mention something about noise, so I'll get to that in a second. We are crossing Benson Avenue right now. I might not have mentioned it, but we started on Cropsey and then we passed Bath Avenue up there. And this is Benson. And once we get to the next block, we will start on numbers, starting at 86th Street. What I was going to say about noise earlier is, I was going to say the first part of the walk should be nice and quiet, for the exception of the jackhammer we just passed. So the first part of the walk should be a nice, you know, relaxing, quiet kind of walk, and then we are going to transition into the Borough Park neighborhood, and we all know how Borough Park can be on a weekday. So be prepared for that. And if I stated earlier, we're in Dyker Heights right now. Once we get to 86th Street, if you want to be, you know, if you're one of those people that's into maps and districts, technically we will be walking on the border of Bensonhurst and Dyker Heights, pretty much all the way through until we get to New Utrecht Avenue. When we cross New Utrecht Avenue, over in the 60s, we'll be entering Borough Park. And the walk ends, so I told you this is a 3-mile walk. So this walk, 14th Avenue, pretty much ends in the 30s. To be exact, it runs right into Church Avenue in the Kensington section. So we'll be in Kensington for a minute, not even, because that's where Kensington begins over there. So technically we'll be in 3 neighborhoods. The other thing is I'm walking faster than I normally walk because this is a long walk. So whenever I do my long walks, I walk my brisk speed. Because even with, all right, I'm doing something dangerous here. Because even with my quick walking speed, we're definitely going to get an hour of walking in here. So, and we are crossing 86th Street. And there was a reason why I switched over to this side, and there's construction going on over here too. Oh, they're laying the road down over here on 85th Street. A lot of the roads down here are getting repaved. They've been doing this for like the last few months. So I guess they've gotten up to 85th Street. It looks like they did some digging over here. But if you look down 85th Street, you can see that they're repaving that road. It looks like I got a dog walker coming towards me. 2 big puppies. All right. So, hope everyone's having a good day. We'll now pretty much be in the numbered streets for the rest of the walk. So we are going to be walking, like I said, we're going to be walking all the way to the end here. So that's like in the 30s area. And Utrecht Avenue. So you figure we got about another 50 or so blocks to go. We'll look at some of these homes as we walk by them. Now, a lot of these homes in this spot, they're all attached, some are detached, but further down we're going to see some nice homes. I'm not saying these houses are not nice, but you know, obviously they are nicer than other homes. This is a classic style walk on this channel, so this is one of those walks where I just straight line, long distance. This is good if you have a treadmill in your house and you got the computer screen in front of the treadmill. You could listen to me chatter, or you could mute it and put some music on. Now, this is a neighborhood that will be very bright and lit up in about 2.5 months. Yes, we are already talking about the Christmas lights. We got Halloween coming. And then Christmas lights in November usually start going up. For the big Dyker Lights Christmas displays that everybody comes to see over here. You'll hear some planes passing over from time to time. This is the LaGuardia approach route here, straight down 14th Avenue. And here goes the year-long display of, I believe, Bethlehem. A little bit of an uphill here. Ever so slightly, you can see it. You can see it, I can feel it. I definitely feel like I'm walking on an incline. There's a street that's going to get repaved. All right, now we get into this area over here on the next block. So we just passed 78th Street. So this area over here is where you're going to see some of those bigger detached homes. There's the one house about a block from now. When we get to 76th Street, you'll see that I like. That's on the corner. Very old home. You got this home over here. This guy looks like, I don't know. Oh, he's putting down a garbage bin. And there you go. He's on the ground. Let's see. We want to watch it. I'm not going to stay here and wait. I was going to show it, but looks like he's positioning it. Got some nice homes over here. And there's the home I was telling you about across the street there. With the looks like the iron cast fence on the top of the roof. The sun is right in the lens, so it's a little dark, but I know that sounds kind of like backwards, but the light is making the front of the house a little dark in the camera. And then over here we got this home. It's another beautiful home right here. And these are homes we come to during the Christmas time to look at the lights and stuff. All right. Bay Ridge Parkway, 75th Street. You got this house on the corner of 70, well, I'll say Bay Ridge Parkway for all of the street correct people, but this is 75th Street for me. I use numbers all the way through because it's, you know, just the way I am. Plus, there was a time when it was 75th Street, so. Give a look around as we're waiting for this light. All right, it's about to change. There we go. It's a really nice home. Really nice stonework they have. But then, of course, you have all these other nice homes along the way. And then across the street, I remember when they were building this one many years ago. They used to have a couple of box houses over here, and they tore them down and they built this. Very nice home. Some more homes. So you got some nice stonework on this one. We are crossing 72nd Street right now, if you're keeping track. And this, if you recognize this house, this is the Greek house. During the Christmas lights, this guy goes crazy during the Christmas. I mean, it's so bright over here. And you could go back and just watch my Christmas videos that I did last year. He was the first house we started at. And it just lights up this whole neighborhood. Like, this whole neighborhood is moonlit. I call it like bright moonlit. All right, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna switch over back to this side, as we're gonna start getting into an area where the buildings start to change. We're getting closer to Borough Park. Soon we'll be crossing Utrecht Avenue. I don't know if it's still around, but I know there is, I've always thought this was strange, but there is a Burger King down here. I believe it's either on 65th or 60th Street, one of the big streets. It might be 65th. We'll find out when we get over there. But I don't know, I've always felt that it's a weird spot for a Burger King, but hey. This right here is Bay Ridge Avenue. Not much of an avenue down this way, but it's 69th Street, if you want to call it that instead. And like I said earlier, I am doing a brisk walk on this one. This is a quicker pace walk-in that I normally do, because it is a distance. 67th Street. We are just blowing through these intersections. Now, that might not be the case when we get into Borough Park, because we all know how the traffic could be over there, so. Got a place here called B&H Signs. Truck lettering and banners. And yes, I was right. There is a Burger King, and it's here on 65th Street. And I tried out this Burger King many years ago because I was curious, you know. I was like, I wonder if I go in here, what it's going to be like. It was many years ago too. I'm talking, I want to say before 2010. So my personal opinion is that fast food has gone down the drain in the last 10 years. So it's gone down the drain. The quality has gone down and the prices have gone up. The food looks, is it closed? No, it's open. It's open. I thought it was closed down. It looked closed down for a second. So there it is. I guess it's in a good location. It's on 65th Street. 65th Street is a very, major route for trucks. As you can see. I said this before, we're going to do it. We're going to do 65th Street. You know what? That'll be the next walk we do. We'll do 65th Street. Here it is. The Burger King on 65th and 14th. Have you ever seen that movie? Oh, I always forget the name of the movie, but you know the movie I'm talking about. I think it's called Falling Down, or it's the movie where the guy, and I can't think of the actor's name too, another very famous actor, but is where he's trying to get to his kid. He wants to go home. And on the way, he's like just going on a rampage. And at one point, he gets into an altercation with a gang, which is really funny, with two gang members. And then he beats them up with a bat that he stole from a grocery store guy that overcharged him for a soda. And they go after him as a drive-by, and they miss him. They shoot everybody else, but they miss him. And then he goes over. They try to get out of the way. They try to run away, and they crash. And they're all laying there dead. And one guy's alive. And he goes over to the car, and they have a big bag of guns. But anyway, he takes that bag of guns and he ends up at I guess a Whataburger, the burger joint, and he wants breakfast and they won't give him breakfast, so he pulls out an Uzi and then finally they give him what he wants. There's construction going on over here. It's a new school, I believe. Well, I'm getting to the point of what I just said with the Burger King. He gets angry because the burger looks nothing like what the menu picture shows. And he turns around and he goes, "What's wrong with this?" And this little kid raises his hand, and then the scene cuts. You never get to see what transpired after that, but it's a funny moment. But it is true, like, you walk into a fast food place, you're not going to get what's on the picture. Ever. There's no such thing. Somehow I ended up in the street. So let's get back on the sidewalk. And speaking of another movie, I just mentioned this the other day when we did the new Utrecht Avenue walk. Let me get across the street without getting hit by a car. We are now in Borough Park, so if you're keeping track. So I was saying this the other night when we were walking to Utrecht Avenue. This is the staircase on the train station where Gene Hackman shoots the guy coming down the stairs after he chases him in the car. And everything still looks the same here. If you look at this, you'll see the window. If you watch that scene, the window is still here. I think this is like maybe a hall window or something, or a bathroom window. But if you watch that scene, you'll notice that everything is still really mostly the same over here. And here you go. This is a look. So you could match this up right now. You could watch that scene when he's just sitting there on the stairs. Put them next to each other right there. Oh, this guy's gonna cut behind me. I had to get out of his way. All right, so we are in Borough Park now, and expect traffic. And I will go over the history of the road directions. I do this every time I walk in Borough Park. So when I was a kid, 13th and 14th Avenue were two-way streets down here. So as you can see, 14th Avenue is a one-way, double-laned northbound. 13th Avenue is southbound. It wasn't always like this, but because of the traffic issues, they had to change the configurations. The problem mostly was 13th Avenue. 13th Avenue, as you know, we've done the walks on there. 13th Avenue is a very heavy commercial area. So there's a lot of trucks and a lot of truck deliveries that go on. And 14th Avenue is a very heavy school zone area where there's a lot of school buses. So the solution was just make one way and one the other way. The same way they have them in Manhattan. That's how Manhattan is. A lot of the avenues are one way. I wouldn't say a lot of them are. Half of them are. Or maybe all of them are. You know, I never pay attention when but you know what I mean. Like, you know, 5th Avenue is one way, 6th Avenue is another way. But that is a configuration down here. Now, when that happened, when that change went down, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember exactly, but it was around the 90s. So we're talking roughly around 30 years ago. Because I remember, you know, 13th Avenue being a two-way street. And the same thing with 14th Avenue. 14th Avenue was a two-way. That I definitely remember because I used to go to school down here. I used to go down to Montauk Junior High School over on 16th Avenue in this area around 43rd Street, 42nd Street. And
having to cross, 2 lanes of traffic in 2 different directions, going home and stuff. I stopped because there was a car, looked like he was going to go through the stop sign. So yeah, as you can tell, we are in Borough Park. Borough Park is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Jewish communities in the country. Not just in New York, in the country. And you can see a lot of these buildings are school buildings. You can see the school buses. Got a big school right over here. And we are approaching 53rd Street. I would say at this point we're about 2 miles into the 3-mile walk. So we got another mile to go. I'm just guesstimating by time and distance of where I am. We're 38 minutes in to the walk. And this is one of those walks where you get to see how fast I can walk. You get to see how fast this 50-year-old guy can walk. I'm still walking faster than like when I was 20. That's a secret, by the way. People always ask me, how do you look so young for your age? And I'm like, the walking, the hiking, all of the outdoor stuff that I've done my whole life. It's really it. It's not like I'm gonna sit here and say that I eat ultra healthy. There are times, I'm gonna jump in front of this guy. There are times where I eat stuff you shouldn't be eating at 50 years old, but I don't care. You only live once. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cross, guys, because there's construction going on up here. I'll tell you what, and as soon as I mention this, it's going to happen, but one thing I've noticed on this walk, once we've gotten into Borough Park, not a lot of car horns going off. Everyone is in a good mood. All right. So yeah, there's construction going on over here. All right, let me tell you something right now. There is no way we get through this entire section of Borough Park without hearing a car horn. It's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'd be shocked. I'm really amazed at how we have not heard a car horn yet. We are now hitting 49th Street. There goes a car horn. Yeah. There was. Got it. Now the next goal is to see if we can stay at one car horn. Listen, anything less than 5 is amazing. So we heard 1 so far. 2. We have just hit, I believe, 48th Street. Yeah, we're on 48th Street. There you go. See? I knew it was too good to be true, man. Now, 13th, I'll tell you right, 13th and 18th Avenue in Borough Park, you'll hear horns as soon as you cross the line. Even 16th Avenue. As soon as you cross the dividing line between the neighborhoods, it's like immediate. But this was pretty cool, like for at least a few blocks. All right, we're hitting a light here. This guy is looking at his phone. All right, here we go. Now there is a day of the week where you can walk down here and not hear any car horns or traffic, and that is on Saturday. That is their day of Sabbath. That's where everything kind of quiets down. Gets very empty. All the stores closed, all the schools are closed, no traffic's down here. I'm just blowing through people. I am in my New York City walking mode right now. We're at 45 minutes. Now, you really can't take the time that it takes me to walk and use that as a guide for how many miles per hour I'm walking, because there are times I have to stop at lights and that doesn't account for the time, but I'm probably walking at a good 3.5 mile an hour pace right now. I don't know where I'm going here. Well, I got forced into the street. You know what? We will just get across. If I had my battery pack with me, I would have, after this walk, I would have continued on Church Avenue, and we would have went all the way down to Flatbush Avenue with the battery pack connected, but I did not bring the battery pack. And the reason is because I don't have over 2 hours of walk-in time today. I've got to take care of a couple of things, so. But we can definitely do that walk. We've done Church Avenue, by the way. We have done it. It was in the rain, actually, last year. We did a rain walk on Church Avenue. We actually did it from Flatbush Avenue to 14th Avenue, where we're ending today. So we're getting close to the end here. Now, I went to junior high school down here for 1 year, not this school. This is a public school. Well, they're all public schools, but this is a public elementary school. But Montauk is 2 blocks down over here. You can see all these school buses. And in case anybody's wondering, the school across the street is, I think it's 164 still. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's 164. I think it was always 164. PS 164. Although their P doesn't stand for public. They have a sign that says Primary School 164. Interesting. This building right here has always been the telephone building. Back in the day, it was the Bell building. If you remember, they had 9X, and then now it's Verizon. And they got the funny spy versus spy doors on the side of the building. You ever see the game or even the cartoon where he makes him go out the door and he ends up falling to his death? I call those the spy versus spy doors. (41st Street). I've told you guys in the past the history of 41st Street. When I lived down here for a little bit. I'll tell you, this area has changed a lot. Of all the areas in Brooklyn, Borough Park is the one area that has, I mean, it's like another, I'm going to just say, it's like another dimension. If you lived in Borough Park or even were around Borough Park in the 1980s, and I put you to sleep and woke you up today, it's not even a matter of time gone by. It just feels like you're in another dimension, because some of the buildings like this one right here, a lot of these buildings have just popped up very quickly in this area. And I remember when we did the 13th Avenue walk, I spoke about 41st Street. I mean, that is a block I lived on for a short period of time. And when you walk down that block, you cannot recognize it. Like, it's not even a question of, oh yeah, that's where that house used to be. It's like the way that the buildings are built on that block now, you can't even picture what used to be there. Like, if I try to tell you, oh, this used to be there and that, you'd be like, well, how, you know? So, you can see they got another building going up over here. looks like, or they're extending it. No, that's a new building, it looks like. We're gonna cross over. .38th Street. We're getting to the end. We're very close to the end of the walk here. We're a few blocks from Church Avenue. It's like a triangle area. Not the Bermuda Triangle. You're not going to get lost there. Let's see who's going to run the light. There you go. Run the light. Here's another guy. Is he going to run the light? Look, he's going to cut through the... Look, he's going to cut through with this little smart car. Couldn't wait for the light. I had to go right through the gas station. So here you go. It gets kind of crazy down here. It gets very confusing down here. I believe... What street is this? I believe we're at the end, actually. But this right over here, I don't even know, is this Dayhill? It's like a small part of Dayhill. Dayhill is kind of crazy because Dayhill gets intersected a few times. Man, I don't even know what that is over there. We're still on 14th Avenue though. Okay. All right, guys, might as well start now by saying I hope you all enjoyed the walk. This was a long one. We're at 36th Street now. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm trying to get 3 miles in under an hour, even with the stops at the intersections. And it just goes to show you how fast I'm walking. And Church Avenue is right there, by the way. That's Church Avenue over there. And it's gonna cut across in front of us, and that's where we're gonna end the walk. I guess we'll see specifically what street is the last number street. I think it's right here. It's 35th Street. So we walked pretty much from the ends of Brooklyn, really. You know, we were at Dyker Beach Park. That's really the end. You walk on the other side of Dyker Beach Park, you're at the ocean. We walked through Cropsey, Bath and Benson Avenue, and then from 86th Street down here to 35th. And we are ending it here on the corner of Church and whatever that street is over there. I think we start going into East or West Streets over here. I used to come over here. There used to be a thing called, place called Buzzarama, right? And I think that's right in front of us, as a matter of fact. So I'll kind of continue on just for a moment to show you guys. So there used to be a huge racetrack, indoor slot racing we used to do as a kid. And that's it. And if you look in front of us, across the street, there's that building with the gates down. If I'm remembering correctly, that was Buzzarama. And this is right here is the end of 14th. We're now on Church Avenue. And I'm going to end it over here. And we'll come back to Church Avenue another day. But we are done. So I want to thank everybody for coming along. And hope everyone is not out of breath. And we finished the walk in 56 minutes. Pretty damn good. So you can see how fast I walk. That's more than 3 miles an hour. All right, guys, take care. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.